Oh, hey, no way. Thanks for making it.
Miss Jessica, my friend. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. How's Laura, the baby?
Oh, good. Everything's fine. Laura's getting fed, the baby's getting fat. Everybody's happy. So, how did it go with your mother?
It's interesting. Moving, helpful, later. So, we got a great turnout of anti-incinerator folk, and I understand you have a heavy surprise for the council.
He certainly does, and I can't wait to see Mr. Blake's reaction.
I think we all are very anxious to see his reaction.
It should be a pretty grim evening for Blake, the incinerator project, and the Quartermains.
Speak up.
Hello, darling. Hi. I want you to set up right
This
over
is perfect.
here so you can
We
get a
have
good shot.
TV coverage.
Tiffany.
A woman who wears many shoes and has matching bags for each pair.
Well, hello, everyone. Ready for some fireworks?
Oh, yeah.
General idea.
Well, I'm counting on you, Luke, because I have gone out on a limb giving this thing live coverage. Here, Councilman is not exactly a magnet for those channel servers.
Well, torpedoing a corrupt politician's career ought to put the remotes at rest.
So what's the plan?
It's not really what, it's how. The axe has to fall delicately.
Delicately does not sell advertising time, Luke.
Well, just hang on. There is a plan behind this. We'll just sit quiet, and we'll let Blake get up and talk about the incinerator, and then we'll also be quiet while both sides of the aisle discuss the situation.
Fireworks. We got to get to the fireworks.
When there's a lull in the conversation, that's when we'll drop the bomb, and then we'll just lay back and watch the devastation. And you, my little peach, will get it live on TV for all of Port Charles.
Excellent. It's a definite appeal, don't you think?
Yeah, I thought you'd appreciate it.
Yes, well, I better go get some background information for the introduction.
Oh, this is fine. Mighty fine.
Ain't it sweet?
Yeah.
Public exposure of the corrupt and powerful.
You sound just like your father.
I wish Laura were here.
So do I. So do I.
I wonder where the Quartermain contingent is.
Good evening, Alan.
Hi, Luke.
Alan Quartermain. I've heard a lot of good things about you from Jason.
You must be Justice. I understand you've been able to unsettle my father at the poker table. That's quite an accomplishment.
Well, if that's true, his poker face is much better than I suspected.
The best in the business.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's kind of a surprise to see the medical wing of the Quartermains represented.
Moral support for Jason. It's pretty tough to stand up to this family publicly.
Well, we'll take our Quartermain support wherever we can get it. Or are you in support of the incinerator project?
Monica and I voted against it, but we were overruled. I just want to tell you that we both wish you well.
Thank you.
How is Monica?
She could be better.
I'm sorry.
It's going to take a little while to adjust her chemo, and she doesn't feel well at all tonight. She's very upset she wasn't able to be here for Jason.
Where's Jason? What do you make of that, Blake and old Quartermain?
Strategy session?
Blake is just weaseling around, trying to cover himself with his paymaster before he double-crosses him.
You know, you may be right. Blake did look a little green around the gill.
Yeah, this stuff ain't even hit the fan yet.
This meeting will now come to order.
Here we go.
Okay.
We can't start yet. Where's Jason?
Relax.
Blake. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As most of you are aware, the city's largest employer, the ELQ, has recently purchased property in the Charles Street area with the intent of developing a toxic waste incinerator. Now, I know many of you are opposed to this project. Tonight will help us decide just what the community's best interests are. We will weigh the possible dangers against the advantages of increased tax revenue for the city and jobs. Now, here to address the ELQ proposition is Mrs. Catherine Ashton.
Good evening. As Councilman Blake mentioned, the toxic waste incinerator will bring financial benefits to the city, particularly the Charles Street area, which is in desperate need of an economic boost. The incinerator will provide jobs not only at the plant, which will have to be built, maintained, and operated, with services as well, restaurants, daycare, office supplies. The toxic waste incinerator is environmentally safe.
Oh.
And will be a boon to a disadvantaged area. Thank you.
No problem. I'll speak.
Justice, please, allow me. Not all Quartermains support this proposal. I opposed it when it was first brought up for a vote at the board meeting. I oppose it now. The incinerator and everything that it stands for. You've just heard Catherine Ashton argue that ELQ is trying to help the Charles Street neighborhood. That is self-serving and dishonest. What ELQ is trying to do is destroy the Charles Street neighborhood for its own purposes. This incinerator project, for all intents and purposes, will change the face and character of what is now a vibrant neighborhood. No, it is not economically thriving, and yes, it does need jobs. But its problems are not so severe that the only solution is to cut its heart out. You need to provide jobs in other ways. But don't turn this neighborhood into a toxic industrial slum. When it comes time to vote on this site, turn it down. Let it remain residential. Let it remain a place where parents can bring up their children in safety. Thank you.
I'm Alan Quartermain's son, and proud of it. My father said most of what needed to be said, but I'd like to make one more point. The management of ELQ has been dishonest with the public. Now, maybe this is standard operating procedure for business. I don't know. But I personally cannot condone it. The insiders associated within ELQ went through the Charles Street neighborhood secretly buying up the property. Now the sellers, they had no idea about ELQ's plans for the property, or the future value, or the reason it was being bought. The public cannot trust ELQ. Their actions up to this point have been anything but forthright, and I intend to fight them. City Council members, I ask you to vote against the toxic waste incinerator. Thank you.